And that's the walk-in closet, and this is going to be a large linen closet. Say hello to my friend. But it's looking really good. And then this is the guest bathroom. And, well, this is actually the laundry. I bought a stacking washer and dryer. Got all that wiring done, all that's done, you know, dryer duct. But we're going to wait to put that drywall up until turn the water on, make sure that there's no leaks. And then it kind of, I'm trying to find a way to, a little bit hard to see. But anyway, so that's kind of goes in there. We have bifold doors for there. It's kind of a weird corner that goes out to, it's only a 24-inch wide door, but then it goes down along the side of the house. So you can't really, I can't put a wider door in here. It's a concrete wall right there. And of course a rock wall there up against a brick wall, concrete block wall. Guest bath, the sink, toilet, and then like a little linen closet. I'm going to put the bifold door right there. The tub is going in right there, and it's going to be all tile, all the way tile, floor to ceiling up in there. I'm not really sure what to do with that corner yet, just because we had to frame the wall here. It's complicated because the concrete block wall is actually in front of another wall that only went to about this height, and then there's like a little concrete swale behind here. Can't really even see out the window, but yeah, like the rock is literally like a foot away, 18 inches at the most. There's a little concrete swale down there where the leaves are. I was having a lot of problems with moisture getting in the house, so we framed in this wall, all pressure treated lumber, sealed the wall, sealed the concrete. So, but anyway, if you have any cool ideas. Susan thinks she found this mermaid lamp. It's beautiful, but it's expensive, and she really wants it, but I keep telling her no mermaid lamps in my house, right? Anyway, so yeah, this is the, and it's a disaster, but kitchen, we're going to leave the barnwood up on there. You know, this is, we moved the hallway. This hallway was actually over there, and the door was framed in, so it went all the way down this wall, which is the one with the amazing view of the river. So I couldn't understand really why, so I'm just leaning that door. So if you imagine that door was just open, so the hallway came down here, there was a wall here, and so this beautiful view was in the hallway. There was a door there going to the master bedroom, and then this big huge window was always there, with the incredible view. There was just a window there, but it was all broken and rotten and everything. Picked up that sliding door, really nice vinyl sliding door for like $30 at a yard sale. It was wonderful. But anyway, so this is going to be, this is the vent chase for the cold air returns, like right behind where Susan is in the hallway. And then they actually had furring strips on the logs in the overhead for the drywall. And once we started tearing those down, and I saw the logs, and we just ripped all the furring strips down. So all of the logs are actually going to be exposed, and then this 2x6 above it is actually going to be where the framing is and the insulation or whatever. So we had to kind of extend the wall up, and so we can leave the logs exposed. So now that the hallway is out here in the middle, that piece is the old chimney that was in the bedroom that was in the center of the house with no natural light. We're going to leave that exposed. It's going to have drywall going all the way around it, and I'm getting glass shelves cut, really good thick glass. I love how thick glass looks, and then lighting it from above. I found this brick a long time ago. Just says Old Virginia. I used that to just kind of block off one of the flue pipes. So when you walk here in the master, I probably shouldn't walk in here. We're using a tile saw. So when you walk in here, the same thing. We had logs going out to here, and you can even see them, cut off here. So when we started tearing the furring strips down off of the logs, my carpenter at the time realized that the logs are just all bent and crooked, and one of them had a little bit of rot in it and whatever. Hey, open the door. But but the I'll get you a fan. I'll bring you a fan. All right, I'm gonna finish this up real quick. But the logs used to go across there at about that height, but they were all crooked and whatever. So my contractor at the time said, I'm gonna pull them down. Maybe we can rearrange them. I had some extra ones from the bathroom side. Once he pulled them all down, we realized that the bathroom side wasn't gonna be long enough. And I walked in and just saw the high ceiling, and I said, we just have to leave it this way. So now we're gonna have an 11-foot ceiling. I'm gonna put what they call a big ass fan. You know, the biggest fan that I can possibly find in there, recessed lights. And like I said, with this view of the river, it's gonna be spectacular. So that's your view, well, without the spiders hanging in front of you. But yeah, so, and I'm actually gonna put the headboard of the bed is gonna be like here. So when you sit up in the morning, you're gonna be facing out the window, roll and look to your right, and you're gonna be seeing, you know, up the hill. And this literally goes straight up to about 50, 60 feet above you. We walked up there the other day about where that tree is, and you can see, you can almost spit down on the roof of the house. There's an outdoor shower right where that yellow cord is, a little bit around the bend. But there's a door that's off the master bathroom. We're gonna put a deck out here, just a little 8 by 8, I think, there, 8 by 6 feet, something like that. But then this one's gonna go out 12 feet and over and back, you know, with the railing. We're gonna cut out a bunch of these little small scrubby trees. But otherwise, so yeah, we're gonna finish framing in that wall once they put the drywall in up, you know, in the top. So it's been like logistical challenge trying to figure out what to do and when. Come out here, you know, again, this is we're gonna leave the barn wood up. They had this like kind of cardboard paper nailed to the wall like here, and I'm actually gonna leave some of these. Here's a little like a roofing nail with this weird green painted cardboard, and that was covering up the wall. So once we decided we were going to reframe all that in, peeled the paper off, I'm like, man, that barnwood looks good. And unfortunately, there's some plywood and stuff leaning up against it. But so yeah, we're going to leave that. And I have 2 of those old Coca-Cola button signs. And then between it, I have a sign maker that's going to make me, because this used to be a little grocery store. This room here used to be a little grocery store. And it was called Riverside Grocery. What a better name for it, right? So I'm going to actually make a sign with the 2 Coca-Cola buttons and 2 little spotlights or whatever that's just going to say Riverside Grocery, Springwood, Virginia. And then wave hi. Hardwood floors, probably going to refinish these. This side's concrete, this side's hardwood. The bedrooms are all hardwood floors, so that'll be kind of cool. Yeah, so this is going to be the kitchen area. It's going to be an L-shaped kitchen, refrigerator. This is going to be like a small pantry, coat closet. I have this really old door that they actually had installed somewhere in the house. We always used to jokingly call it the 3324 door because that's the house number that's on it. But he's going to frame that in here. I'm going to have an old small warehouse light shining down on the top. I'm going to get some window film and tint that window either frosted, probably frosted, and make it so where you can't see through it. But it's got that like security glass in it, which is kind of cool too. So, but I don't know if you can really see it, but it's got the, you know, the wires in it. So just looks old, retro. I'm not going to change anything with the paint, whatever. I'm just going to leave it. Just enough kind of rustic stuff. These 2 columns were underneath of the house. They were using them for like support beams, so we changed out some supports and put 6x6s and pressure treated. I thought, well, that looks cool. Bought these 2 warehouse lights at a kind of yard sale, garage sale. I got, of course, you know, wire them up properly. But anyway, so that's going to be the breakfast bar. I just kind of rigged up a temporary, like a mock-up. Then this is going to be the living room all the way down to here with a really nice view of the river. up to here, and then this over here along, as I said, back behind the linen closet. I mean, not linen, pantry and coat closet. Because they're good if we ever sell the house, somebody's going to want a coat closet right inside the front door. And then, cans and, bottles, cases of water, whatever. This is going to be the dining room. It's bigger than it looks. It's something like, I forget, 10 feet along that wall, 12 feet. I think it's 12 feet. But anyway, so that's going to be the dining room. I got to finish the electrical and stuff over there. But otherwise, I'm getting there. Even though this is a spectacular view, I bought some of this aluminum fencing. So I'm going to put the aluminum fencing all the way out and around there so that curious people don't fall into the river. So that's about it. And I think I told you the story about painting my porch ceilings Porsche blue. This is the same exact color as Steve McQueen's Porsche 917 in the movie Le Mans. So anyway, Chase McQueen thought that was really funny when I saw him at Mecum last year. So I showed him the pictures and told him the story, and he just thought it was hilarious. And that's about it. I will talk to you soon.